Want clarity in chaotic markets? The Full Count delivers Pure Elliott Wave and technical analysis every week. Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, E-mini S&P 500 and US oil. Charts, targets and video breakdowns so you know the levels that matter before the move. All for just $99 a month. Stop guessing, start trading with a plan. Join the Full Count now at pureelliottwave.com. Hello everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with a quick update for you for XRP. Very quickly, Elliott Wave, and then we'll get into technical analysis. I break my videos into chapters, so if you just want to look at part of it, you can jump through. Very quickly, the bigger picture for XRP, I'm seeing a cycle degree wave 1 and 2 complete, so we're in cycle wave 3. Cycle wave 3 may only subdivide as an impulse, that'll be labelled primary 1. 2, 3 is underway, and then we'll have 4 and 5. So this is an extremely bullish wave count. Primary 3 within cycle 3. Targets are calculated using previous ratios exhibited in this analysis here. Primary 3 was 14.72 times the length of primary 1. If we see that again here, this primary 3 would reach 27.4. And again, same ratio, not a Fibonacci ratio, it comes from here. 40.67 is the target for cycle 3. Let's look at primary 3. We're going to look at the middle from the end of intermediate 2 here, intermediate 3 within primary 3 within cycle 3. This is an extremely bullish wave count. Intermediate 3 may only subdivide as an impulse. We may have minor 1 complete, and now minor 2 could possibly be complete at today's low, as subdividing is an expanded flat. Expanded flats subdivide 3, 3, 5, and they're labelled A, B, C. They're fairly common structures. There's a very bullish long lower wick developing this week. Let's see how this continues over the next couple of sessions. If we continue to see a bullish long lower wick, and if it ends up twice the length of the body of the candlesticks, it'll be a hammer bullish reversal candlestick pattern. Until we see some strength up off lows to have confidence that this bear market is over, we have to allow for the possibility it could continue. Technically, minor 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 0.3838. Let's take a very quick look at the structure of minute C. Here is the start of it, and here is potentially the end of it, with minuet 1, 2, minuet 3, 4, and 5. You'll note that minuet 4 is much more brief than minuet 2, and this movement has a curved look. That is very normal for cryptocurrencies, for fourth waves to be disproportionate to second waves. Minuet 3 subdivides as an impulse. We have subminuet 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as an ending expanding diagonal. Within an ending diagonal, all of the subwaves must subdivide as zigzags. That's why you see micro 1 and micro 3 labelled as zigzags. Micro 5 may have ended here with a little overshoot of the channel, brief correction for minuet 4, and then the final fifth wave down. Watching today's candlestick, let's see how it ends. Let's look very quickly at some technicals. At the weekly time frame, like I said on the last weekly chart, keep a very close eye on how this candlestick completes. Calculate the length of the tail compared to the body. If it's more than twice the length of the body, it is a bullish reversal pattern. So far, we're going to find resistance about 1.6. There's a bit of room below before we find strong support at 0.93. To find your support and resistance, look left. 0.93 is the high of this last bullish movement before this pullback. So that's where I'm getting that support area from. Volume is pushing price lower. We might have a selling climax completing this week. We'll have a look at that in a little bit more detail at the daily time frame. Now, the problem with trying to find lows for cryptocurrencies is the final low in a bear market can look pretty much the same as interim lows within a bear market. The only way that you're going to really be able to have good confidence that the bear market is indeed over is possibly not for 2, 3, or 4 weeks, not until you see strength up off lows. You have to be quite patient around the lows. The last signal given from on-balance volume was bearish. On-balance volume has no new range. There is no new signal. It is moving lower with price. There is no divergence. ADX is again indicating there is a downward trend, which is quite a long way from extreme. RSI is not oversold and money flow is not oversold. So there is room for this bear market to continue. I want to see a bullish candle reversal candlestick reversal pattern and strength up off lows before I really have confidence this bear market is indeed over. There is some weakness in the bear market. ATR is declining as price falls, so that bodes well for a bullish case. I expect the bear market will be ending, if not here, then quite soon. But again, we need to wait to see strength up off lows before we can have confidence. Technicals on the daily, if this candlestick closes above the open of this candlestick, then this would be a bullish candlestick reversal pattern. It's only 11:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as I'm recording this video, so we do not have final data for this current session, dated Friday 6th of February. Watch it carefully. If it completes as a bullish reversal pattern, it'll be very, very strong because the range is huge. If that happens, then we might have at least an interim low, if not potentially the end of the bear market. But again, we need to see some strength up off lows. We need to see some price moving higher with increasing volume, and preferably a curved upward movement looking like a J, or looking like some kind of exponential growth curve. If we can see that in upward movement, then I'll have really good confidence that the bear market's over. It's far too early to tell yet. Downward movement looks like it's completed a selling climax. Downward movement with an increase in volume and an increase in range, making new lows. That is exactly what a selling climax is. We could have the end of the bear market yesterday. The last signal at the daily time frame was bearish from on-balance volume. There is no new range and no new signal. On-balance volume is moving lower with price. There is no divergence. ADX at both time frames indicates a downward trend. At the daily time frame, RSI is fairly deeply oversold. This, in conjunction with a selling climax, does suggest we could possibly have the end of the bear market yesterday. But again, I want to see strength up off lows before I have confidence in that. Money flow is also oversold. ATR overall flat at the daily time frame as price moves lower for the very short term, an increase in range, which is a measurement of volatility, as price finds that low yesterday. Increase in range, strong increase in volume. That does look like it could be a selling climax. It is possible the bear market was over yesterday, but let's give it 2, 3, 4 weeks and wait to see if we can see some strength up off lows before we really have confidence in that for the long term. That's it for me today with your XRP analysis. I will endeavour to give you Bitcoin on Monday and XRP on Friday. I'm going to try and have a little bit more of a schedule just to settle myself and give you what you guys want. So thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for all the kind words. I really, really do appreciate it.